Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, February 16th. Man, February is going crazy. It's going to be 2022 before I know it. Anyway, I am Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break it all down for Tuesday's NBA slate. We are going to go through each team, project out minutes, make some rotation changes, usage changes, rebounding rate changes, all sorts of different stuff to set up the baseline for what we need for the rest of the day. I hope that everybody was able to find a little bit of success yesterday. I was not. I wish that I had the ability to pick the studs as well as I did picking the value plays, because the value was great. Ooh, I'm on it. All right, apparently the mic was messed up, but I should be good to go now. Man, I feel like I wasted a perfectly good intro. Is the mic good now? We got this, guys. We got it. We good now? You gotta wait for chat to let me know. There we go. All right, we're back in business. Good looking out, folks. Well, I ruined my intro. That's not fun. So let's try this again. Welcome to the process. I'm Josh Engleman, and normally I would give this introduction and it would go perfectly, but this time it didn't. So now we're back in it. I wish that I had the ability to pick the studs on a slate as well as I did the value plays. That went well. Didn't get the studs though. Just a completely ridiculous slate. If you would have told me my exposures to Whiteside, Nwaba, and Chetty Osman before lock and showed me their scores, I would have assumed that I had a lot of money. And instead, that wasn't the case because everything else that I needed, I just didn't have it. It's a shame. It's a true shame. Chester Rinpack, second on FanDuel that I saw. I'm sure there were other big scores and stuff, but I know I saw that one because I was in it. The intro is great. We heard it 3 times. Yeah. For some strange reason, my microphone like flicks itself out of the selected setting and then makes it choppy, and I can't figure out how to stop it. And it only happens like once every week and a half. Not ideal. Well, we've got 6 games. Today should be a relatively easy one. Tomorrow, we have a 12-gamer on our hands, and that one is going to just be insane. So, good morning to everybody, I guess. Thanks for being here. It's good to see everybody kicking off the day. 45 concurrent viewers, 21 likes. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. You guys know the drill. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Let's just get into it now. Let's start projecting out some rotations. We're back to Boston, and I'm just going to gut Boston right out of the gate. Since Kemba is back, I have minutes all over the place, so it'll be a little bit easier to just start from scratch, I guess. Oh, sore. Slept poorly last night. Anyway, let's go ahead and handle Boston. So we've got Marcus Smart still out. Daniel Tice, questionable with a sprained right index finger. I'm going to hope that he plays. I'm certainly moving forward with the idea that he does. So we'll start with Kemba. Playing 29, 30, 30, 32, 32. I think 31 feels safe. Well, that should be at least a slightly easy piece to handle. After that, we're going to give Peyton Pritchard all of the backup point guard minutes at the very least. We'll go ahead and give Tristan Thompson his minutes since we know he's going to be at the 5 no matter what. 18, 17, and 19 over the past 3. Don't get the sense that he's going to be any major part, so 18 works perfectly there. Time Lord back in the rotation, still playing like 10 minutes a game, so we'll do that. You hope Tice is out for semi-chuck. Yeah, said no one ever. Man, I can't imagine how bad I'm going to be dragging on Friday after 5 straight days. But it's fun, man. I love doing this show. This is the most fun thing I've done in DFS in a long time. I really like being up this early to try to work through rotations and, kind of share this process. Process, get it? Okay, we got Robert Williams minutes in. We got Tristan Thompson's minutes in. Let's see what else we need to do here. So Tice would be next. We'll give him 20 minutes plus another 8. Tice plays 28 minutes pretty consistently in that average. Why don't they play Williams more? I assume you mean Robert Williams. He's not good enough, I guess would be the easiest way to describe it. I mean, maybe you should play more. Maybe it's worth that shot, but Haywood, thank you for being here. Frankie, I'm done. Getting this cheddar is the goal, man. Speaking of cheddar, I need to figure out what I'm making for dinner tonight. So we'll figure something out there. Okay, back to whatever we're doing here. Projecting out Boston's rotation. See, I'm so bad at getting this show started. It really takes me a little bit to get into a rhythm. All right, so let's just give Tatum 36 minutes and Brown 36 minutes so we can really dig into this. Curtis, how do you get these sheets? You do not, or you take a bunch of screenshots and try to build it yourself. Process for MLB in the regular season. Yeah, probably, although I don't know how useful that show is going to be. It's going to be me building out my work, that's for sure. Baseball, a lot different. So we don't have to worry about projecting out rotations. I'm just pasting in projected NBA or MLB lineups. I don't do a lot of manual tweaks for baseball. So I don't know. Happy to wake up with everybody and do that process, but that one's more like just filling in the blanks for baseball as far as I'm concerned. Where I think NBA, you need a little bit of a human touch to it. Okay, so we know that we need to give Semi a pretty decent chunk of minutes. He played 30 on Valentine's Day. Played 23 with Kemba out. Played 30 on the 11th. I mean, I think that some of these minutes are like official now, but I don't want to go too crazy. I think 25 feels about right, which means then that I need to move Jason Tatum's minutes from point A to point B. Actually, let's just do this. 4, 21, and we move Jaylen Brown to the 2 slightly. 27. Perfect. All right, so I have 39 more minutes to hand out. I still got to give Grant Williams minutes too, so I'm going to be moving even more stuff around. All right, so Grant Williams minutes have been all over the map. 24 when Kemba was out, but 12 and 17 over the past 2, so it's not going to be too much. I'm going to go to 16, which allows me to go to 20 and 16. And then... All right, so 23 minutes left. Aaron Nesmith playing 28 minutes in the last game is really, really weird. I wouldn't expect that. So I want to see why and how that happened. So that was Valentine's Day. Hope everybody had a good night last night, too. Boston, God. Oh, yeah, I forgot that they played and got waxed by Washington. All right, so Aaron Nesmith just came in and played that entire game. I mean, he played that full middle rotation closed, which obviously you don't expect. So I think it's safe. You could take a decent chunk of time out of there. But I mean, he just like properly played. I don't know why he wouldn't continue to play. It would be crazy to go from getting normal rotation to not getting normal rotation. Jeff Teague appears to be done in this rotation, so I already have 9 guys in the rotation. They played. How many guys were actually playing here? So starting 5: Neesmith, Tristan Thompson, Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Robert Williams. So that's 10 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 10 guys. So I'm going to give a very large chunk of time to Aaron Neesmith here and then redistribute a little bit. So let's say that he plays 18 minutes. That means I have 5 left. Who can I think I could safely bump Grant Williams up another minute. And then I give 4 more minutes to Peyton Pritchard. Bang. Yeah, Whiteside went crazy. I got bailed out a little bit there, but I had I had 20% Hassan Whiteside on FanDuel last night. I lost money. I had 35% David Nwaba. I had 20% Chetty. I had value plays. Perfect. First sip of coffee, by the way, guys. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Another Tuesday in the books. Tons of stuff coming out today. No live before lock. I get to dodge that bullet today. Actually get my lineups in comfortably, but cheers on the first sip of coffee. Okay, so we got minutes in. I'm pretty happy there. Let's get rates. You play the big tournaments on FanDuel. Lately, I've just been max entering the 333 or whatever it ends up being. If it's $3 or $4 or $4.44, it changes periodically. John Doe, those aren't very high percentages. I'm quite confident that they are in comparison to where the field was, but sure. Did I take a sip before that? Nah, I probably did. I didn't remember. Okay, rates for Boston. So let's get Taco off. Let's get Tremont Waters off. Get Carson Edwards off. This team, I feel like there's 6 different dudes on Boston that are all the exact same person. Chris, I was on it, but like I wasn't on it because I didn't have nearly enough of Ben Simmons, to Clarkson. I didn't expect Julius Randle to shoot 13 threes, 5 more than he's ever shot before. So even when you're on it, you need to be even more on it, and that's not that easy. Yeah, Simmons was insane. I was watching the beginning of that game. He was playing like he found out about Devin Booker and Kendall Jenner. Okay, so that should be everybody that's in the rotation. So let's go ahead and finish these guys off. So first up is going to be Tice. Normally around 15%. 14.6, 14.8, so he can just hold right where he is. Jaylen Brown this season, with all of these guys on, 30.4% usage. So I'm going straight to 30. Tatum this season, 28.4. That's wild. I feel like it's wrong to project these guys differently in usage. So I'm going to give them both 29.5. And then I'm going to give Kemba 26.5, which is his normal rate. Jaylen Brown probably needs an assist rate bump. No, not really. Yeah, Ben Simmons looked really good yesterday. I mean, ultimately, it didn't matter. They lost, but you know, if he could show that sort of aggression when Joel Embiid is out on the floor. Yeah, Cousins was rough. Sterling Brown also rough for me. All right, so Boston should be done. Let's take a look and see where we end up. All right, if we're playing Boston today, I would say Kemba, FanDuel, 6,200. This is a journey we've been on periodically as of late. Do I need to change his assist rate? Is it lower? 7.4. It's been at 6. So let's take it down to 6.8. Just soften the edges a bit. Osman, please explain where that info came. So about an hour before lock, maybe a little bit more than that, Torian Prince got put on the injury report as questionable. So I immediately just took him out. Anytime that you get added into the injury report halfway through the day, I'm usually just going to defer to that. So when I took him out and put Chetty in, I ended up getting to like 20% Chetty straight from the jump. Ultimately, that all paid off. Torian Prince ended up out. Chetty ended up starting and played really well. But I just tried to get out in front of that one early, just because I didn't really expect Prince to play, and I thought it would make it a little bit easier for my swaps. Okay, so for Boston, let's sum this one up. Kemba, Tatum, Brown, I think they're all basically equals relative to salary on FanDuel. On DraftKings, Tatum and Brown, 8,700 for Tatum is a way too low price tag. 7,800 for Jaylen Brown, way too low. Really like both of those guys. Guys, I'm happy to be on Chetty and those guys, but ultimately it never mattered because I didn't have enough of everything else that mattered. So for every time that I said I liked Chetty and Hassan Whiteside, I said that I was going to be light on Julius Randle, and he had 40 in the first 3 quarters. So, it doesn't always work out. All right, from Boston, we go to Brooklyn, where I'll probably get this team completely wrong once again. Probably don't have much to change here since they're on the back-to-back. We got Harden played 35 minutes, so I'm leaving him at 36. Yeah, Ibaka wasn't great either, but I mean, he played like 18 minutes. That didn't really see that one coming. I did have a few shares of Zubac, but I just didn't think they would go that direction. Yeah, look, there's 150,000 plus entries in that $3 contest on FanDuel. Like, if you want to win, you don't have an opportunity to be mediocre. Most of these minutes should be fine. I mean, like, they were flatter last night, obviously, but I don't get the sense that I'll get too much of Brooklyn here. Did they run any weird rotations? Not kind of. I think these minutes are just going to be fine. Like, it's not like I'm going to suddenly give Tyler Johnson additional run or Landry Shamet additional run, even though he played 28 minutes. Like, I think this is going to just be okay. The real question is going to be coming down to rates again. So I want to filter these guys down and look at it a second time. So get LeVert out of there. Get Dinwiddie out of there. Get Jared Allen out of there. Let's get Prince out of there. Yeah, Zubac had a really nice day. Played like 28 minutes too. And let's take Kevin Durant off. All right. Well, I think that we can just go ahead and use those rates. Yeah, the FanDuel scoring yesterday was insane. On days like that, I'm rarely going to have a good day. And that proved to be true. All right, Bruce Brown, 15%, sure. DeAndre, 14.5%, sure. Harden, still at 26% usage in 308 minutes with those guys off the floor. I'm going to give it another hook. I'm going to bump up his assist rate. And I'm going to bump up his rebounding rate. That's the best that I can do on James Harden. I don't really see a scenario where I can go higher than any of those numbers. Just wouldn't make sense to me. He's been a 1.33 FanDuel point per minute guy in this time with Kevin Durant off the floor in Brooklyn. 1.33. That's what he's scored. I have him at 1.3 for this game against Phoenix. That makes sense to me. Should be slightly lower than his normal rate. Phoenix plays a little bit slower. I think that works. So I'm probably going to have a projection that's different by 10 points from Alex again tonight and not understand it. Gonna have to talk to him. All right, Jeff Green, usage 15. That's fine. Joe Harris, 16.5. That's fine. Kyrie Irving. I need to get rid of all of those rates. Kyrie Irving, 29.9. Shamit's at 17. That's fine. Noah Vonleh. I have Noah Vonleh playing. Oh, he's my spillover. That's fine. TLC 15. Tyler Johnson 13. Call it 14. All right, let's see what we have for Brooklyn. I assume this isn't going to look very good. Yeah, so I like Brooklyn more on DraftKings than I do on FanDuel. Kyrie's 9,900 on FanDuel, 9,100 on DK. I'm going to have very minimal projections compared to Alex, if I had to guess. We shall see as we get closer. Defer to Alex. Absolutely 100% defer to Alex. But for now, it's Harden and Kyrie, minimally on FanDuel. They look pretty good on DraftKings. Next. And we've got 123 people in here already. We're starting to grow a little bit faster now. So now that we have 125 in here, we're at the 50% mark for ratio for likes to viewers. If we can bump that up, that'd be great. Appreciate you guys. All right, on to Denver now. So for Denver, I didn't miss any Brooklyn news, right? No. All right, on to Denver. So no Gary Harris, no Will Barton, no Paul Millsap, no PJ Dozier, potentially no Monty Morris. What is wrong with Monty Morris? Right shoulder strain. So let's see. I have to project Monty Morris in, so it's really not going to matter all that much. But we know we don't have Gary Harris. We know we don't have Will Barton. We also don't have Paul Millsap. So I need to start all of this from scratch. So obviously the first place we start, 36 minutes go in for Jamal Murray and 36 minutes go in for Nikola Jokic. That part is simple. Oh yeah, Zeke Naji playing a ton. This is going to be a really, really, really weird rotation. Facundo Campazzo played 26 minutes. I need to look at this. Oh yeah, what's up with Paul Millsap? Left knee. Okay. Okay, so let's look at what that last game looked like, which was here. Okay, so Porter, Murray, Jokic, Millsap, Monty Morris. You would have to assume that if Monty Morris plays, he starts, and that I'm guessing JaMychal Green would probably move into the starting lineup into Paul Millsap's spot, or they could go a really weird direction. I don't have too much to read in here other than Jamal Murray running that third rotation like normal. Yeah, I don't. This will be fine. Cody, good pointing that out. He did start the second half. He played 43 seconds before picking up a personal foul and having to leave the floor. But yeah, I'm going to assume that it's JaMychal Green here. So if that's the case, the real question is who's the backup center in the second half? That is something that I need to look at quickly. So when Jokic was off he played the whole third quarter, and then they played JaMychal Green as the 5. So it's Murray, Hampton, Green, Campazzo, Zeke Naji. Okay. So I'm going to assume that JaMychal Green plays the backup center minutes and plays about 30 minutes alongside. I'm going to go 28 for right now. Uh-oh. Ooh, just dropped a couple frames. Keep an eye on that. All right. JaMychal Green, 28 minutes. That seems fine. I'm going to say that Campazzo plays the backup point guard minutes. I don't think that 26 minutes is super realistic until Monty Morris is out, but I do think 20 is in play. So I'm going to give him 8 here. I'm going to have to give Monty Morris 30 minutes. I think you'll see Hartenstein. Probably not, but maybe a little bit. I'll let you know more once we finish trying to project out all these minutes. So obviously Michael Porter Jr. is going to be playing a pretty sizable chunk of time. I'm going to say 32 feels pretty easy. Yeah, we're slowly getting into like the dregs of this team. So I guess Zeke Naji is actually going to, technically speaking, be. I'm going to give Zeke Naji those backup center minutes and move these to just being JaMychal Green at power forward. So Naji and Jokic were playing alongside of each other. That's interesting. Isn't he like really big? No, 6'9", power forward, whatever. All the same. Thought he was taller. Don't know a ton about Zeke Naji, I'll be perfectly honest. All right, so if he's going to play those minutes, it's not really going to matter how I'm classifying anybody. They're just going to rotate through it all. Bing, bang, boom, boom. 88. Okay, so we're close. Yeah, I mean, I think Najee plays like another sizable rotation, so I'm going to give him 22 minutes right now just to see where we're at. So we have 36 minutes left. They've got to go to RJ Hampton and question mark after that. So Hampton played 20 minutes. He played 19 and 19. He's just been playing minutes as of late. So I think it's pretty easy to just give him his normal run. So I'm going to give him 16 minutes here. Actually, I'm going to give him 20 minutes here. And I'm going to move nothing. I'm going to move 4 of these minutes to power forward. And now I need to figure out where the rest of these are going. Alvin, wow, you start this show at 6:30? Absolutely. 6:30 on the dot. All right, so did Vlatko play early? That's another big piece. All right, so Vlatko did get in slightly earlier than Blowout Run. I'm going to go. That's actually really funny. I'll give Vlatko a couple additional minutes. I think that kind of needs to happen. I'm just going to throw those in here. I still have 10 minutes left over, and I don't really know what to do with them. I really, really don't. So Murray closes, Jokic closes, JaMychal Green and Porter are going to close. So I don't really think it's like a closing minutes thing. I just really don't see a spot where I naturally give 10 more minutes. I assume someone else gets time. I just don't know who that's going to be. I don't really see a natural. How tall is Marcus Howard? He's a shooting guard. All right. I'm going to give Marcus Howard 8 minutes. I'm going to throw 2 to Bol as a spillover. What are the main differences between Popcorn and Wowie? 2 different websites. I mean, I guess technically they both have the rotational stuff, but Wowie is going to be for on-off metrics. Okay, rates for Denver. And this Denver team is decimated right now. So we will take off Gary Harris. We will take off Will Barton. We will take off Paul Millsap. What's my wife texting me about? My dog is ridiculous. Who am I missing? Barton, Harris, Millsap. Gotcha. And PJ Dozier. Do we even have minutes with these guys off the floor this year? Barely. All right. Let's see. Jamal Murray. Go 25% usage. JaMychal Green is going to be fine there. Michael Porter Jr. can go to 22. Monty Morris can go to 19. Jokic, I think, can hold there at 30. Bump the assist rate a little bit. Millsap out. RJ Hampton out. I think that's just going to have to work. Denver does not look good. Jokic, Porter, Murray, and that is it. That's all I'm really looking at from Denver right now. If Monty Morris ends up out, that's going to change up the game quite a bit. But I don't really see Denver as all that valuable. Morris and JaMychal Green will be solid, but unspectacular. I am higher on Jamal Murray than pretty much anybody ever. But I really don't see Denver as being all that valuable tonight outside of Jokic, Porter, and Murray. Now, Jokic, Porter, and Murray all look really good. Michael Porter Jr. is $5,500 on FanDuel. That is too cheap of a price tag now with Paul Millsap out. Murray, $6,500 on a 6-gamer. I'm in. So it's Jokic, Porter, Murray, and that's it. All right, keeping it moving on to the Lakers. Definitely need to take AD out for the considerable future. Obviously, not going well for him. So let's just gut all of that. And then let's start projecting out the new Lakers rotation, sans Anthony Davis, for the foreseeable future. So obviously Schroeder at the point. They were both overtime games, right? 265, 265. All right, so 32 minutes for Schroeder seems about right with AD out. And then we need to hit the center spot. So Trez played like 27 minutes or something with him out. I think that seems fine. We'll give Marc Gasol 21 minutes. That feels incorrect. We'll give Marc Gasol 20 minutes because that's going to free up Markieff Morris to play like 1 minute at the center spot. Did he close in those OT games? The 10th. Did Markieff Morris get extra time and overtime? He did not in the first game or in the second game. And in the first game, he did not. Okay, so Markieff Morris just played legitimate minutes, but did not play the overtime run. Good to know. So if we're projecting Markieff Morris's minutes, I think that I have to project him a little bit higher than I would have originally anticipated. So I'm going to give him 19, give him 20 total minutes. So that feels pretty good. LeBron's just going to get 35 minutes, and that has to be it. Yeah, Boogie was not fun last night, guys. But it happens. It happens. All right, let's keep this one moving now. KCP is just going to play like his normal 27 minutes. I don't really see any other path there. But first, let's give Caruso the backup point guard minutes and an additional 4. I think he plays about 20 minutes. That allows me to give 27 to KCP. So now we're down to 59 minutes left. The question then becomes, is Wes Matthews or Talen Horton-Tucker the guy that benefits most here? I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's Wes Matthews, but who knows? Murphy is who from Awesemo? What? I don't really understand what's going on there. All right, Wes Matthews. He played more when AD was out, but that was also with Caruso out. Yeah, maybe I don't think that he's going to be playing huge minutes. I'm going to give Wes Matthews 20. I have to assume that Kyle Kuzma is going to play 29 minutes. Okay, so if I do rotations like that, I'm prioritizing Wes Matthews over Talen Horton-Tucker. That feels I don't know what. I don't know what they're going to do there. Figuring out the Taylor Horton Tucker Wes Matthews piece will be the, as weird as I wanted to say, like the most difficult thing to do, because I think everything else sort of falls into place. But one of those guys can play enough minutes to be a viable rotation piece. Yeah, that I'm just gonna treat it like I don't want either of them. Now let's fix these rates now that we know Anthony Davis is not playing. It's a bummer that he's out for a bit. I hope that he can get himself right. I want those guys to be at full strength for the playoffs. All right, so Anthony Davis off. Costas Antetokounmpo. Who else? Jared Dudley, Alfonso McKinney. I really don't know about those THT minutes because he got that bump before when Caruso was out, and I think that's relevant. Something I'm going to dig into a bit later today. That's for sure. All right, so that should be the set for rates. So Caruso, 16% usage with no AD on the floor. It's normally 14.4, so I'm just going to give him 15.5. I think 15.2 rather. Split the difference. Dennis Schroeder, 20.6% usage with a 2.4. Oh my God, it's so bad. Really? 2.4. Nope, I'm reading the wrong guy. 20.6 and 6. That makes way more sense. Give him 21.5. KCP, 12% usage. That's minimal. Kuzma, this is the one that's important. So in 371 minutes with no AD, Kuzma's got a 21.2% usage rate. So I'm going to just keep him at his 20.5 normal rate since he'll be playing alongside LeBron a little bit more. Does his rebounding go up? 8.5. So a little bit. You guys are really liking THT today, huh? Not sure I see it yet. LeBron, 33% usage. Assist rate and everything is all fine. Gasol, 10% usage. Markieff Morris, 13% usage. I didn't expect that one. And then Trez probably getting, nope, not getting a big bump. So 21. Man, Trez is a weird player. All right, so I think those rates all look fine for the Lakers right now. Kind of expected more usage from somebody, but it just doesn't appear to be there. Just kind of bizarre to me. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Lakers. Okay, so LeBron 10-5 on FanDuel, 10-1 on DraftKings. The 10-1 on DraftKings to me looks pretty good. I don't get the sense that I'll have much else here. Montrezl Harrell a little bit on FanDuel at 5,900. Schroeder at 5,700. Both of those guys are going to be like mild values. Kuzma though, 5,800 on FanDuel is 7K on DraftKings is like a full pass basically. So mostly just LeBron. Keep an eye on the blowout run. So you're just basing your usage rate on previous games with players out. Sort of. That and what their normal rates are on a large average. All right, on to Memphis. Is that halfway? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, this is 5. Let's keeping it moving. Whoa, 708. Yeah, I am dragging here. We need to make this go a little bit faster. Too much to do this morning. No Jaren Jackson, no Melton, no Bane, no Winslow, no Tilly. So that means, who do I have out? I don't know. This is actually going to be like pretty much close to right. That's good. I like it when I don't have to change too much. So Brandon Clark is back now. Take 2 minutes there. Tillman's still playing pretty normal run. Joe Val probably doesn't need 30 minutes. So we'll go to 29 there. Who the hell is Sean McDermott? He's a shooting guard. Okay. When's the last time these guys played? Memphis. Sean McDermott legit played, and Gorgie Zhang was not a part of the rotation. Was he hurt, or is that a DNP CD? I think that might have been a DNP CD, which is interesting. Okay. Wait, no. So, what is this text? Oh, Brandon Clark has. Why is that? I don't want that news bit here. That's preposterous. Preposterous. Okay. Memphis is tough today, man. I don't really know. Should I be projecting this Sean McDermott guy in? Because that seems incorrect. All right, 30 minutes for Slow-Mo seems fine. 31 for Dylan Brooks seems fine. Grayson Allen is going to need a little bit more time, so let's get him to 30 minutes, which allows me to move 4 of those minutes from Kyle Anderson back to the 4. So I've got 5 left over. I'm just going to give them to McDermott. That seems reasonable. Conchar played 18 minutes, though. So who else took the haircut in playing time? Tyus Jones by a little. Just going to have to be it. And these rates should all be correct for the people that are in. There's nobody new in or out. So let's look at Memphis. Memphis. Oh my God, there's not much to like here. Ja a little bit, Joval a little bit. Brooks and Anderson. Grayson Allen is 4,900 on FanDuel and 4,700 on DraftKings. So not liking Memphis much at all here, which is a little surprising. This is a pretty ugly slate so far. I'm excited to take a look at it from like a more holistic view. Let's move on to Milwaukee now. Bucks taking on Toronto. I'm guessing that I don't have much to change here since Drew Holiday is still out. Torrey Craig in, so that seems fine. Pat Connaughton is just playing more minutes, so I need to give him a bump. Bryn Forbes, I could probably safely give another minute as well. Bobby Portis saw an uptick in time. I think that's game specific. Brooke Lopez saw a downtick in time. Let's go ahead and swap those two. Still have 2 minutes to hand out. DiVincenzo at 30 is right. Middleton at 34 is right. Giannis at 34 is probably low. Only even 35. Not much else to talk about here. This seems pretty cut and dried. Rates for this team are already set, although I think I need to fix Pat Connaughton now that he's playing this many minutes. So let's run Milwaukee, double check it. Yeah, this is a very, very ugly slate from what I've seen so far. We'll see if it opens up a little bit more on the back half, but this first half is bleak. All right, let's get Jalen Adams out of there. Sam Merrill, DJ Wilson, Jordan Nwora. Jalen Adams, DJ Wilson, second round stud, Sam Merrill, Jordan Nwora out, and then we'll grab Thanasis, and then that's it. All right, here we go. Let's get these rates for the Milwaukee Bucks. Bobby Portis, 18%. We'll bump him up to 19.5 where he's been. Brooke Lopez, 18%. I'm just going to keep him there. Bryn Forbes, 19.5%. 19 can stay. Assist rate? No, none of these guys assist anything. DJ Augustine, 16% usage. Bring him down to 17. Assist rate is probably too high, too. All right, here we go. Dante DiVincenzo now. 17.4. That's his normal rate, so I have to stick that. Giannis, 31.9% usage with these guys off. That's pretty bonkers. I would have expected higher. I don't want to go too low. 10% assist rate, 13% rebounding rate, and that's just going to be where Giannis is. Chris Middleton, 26% usage rate, perfect. Assist rate, good. Rebounding rate, good. Pat Connaughton, 10% usage. Wild. All right, that's just going to be it. Turns out I didn't really need to change Milwaukee's rates at all. Okay, so for Milwaukee, Giannis for sure. 11-2 on FanDuel, 11K on DraftKings looks great. Middleton looking solid, 7,500 and 8K. Happy to get there. The rest of these guys are already priced up to, like, you expect one out of DiVincenzo for, like, one of these guys to be decent, but none of it looks really good right now. All right, that's the halfway point. Even though we've been going for 45 minutes, we've got this. 177 people, 110 likes. I haven't asked in a while. Please hit that thumbs up. So for me, contenders videos will come out after this. I am on the strategy show this morning with Lofty, where we can actually break down some of these games a little bit further. And then that's it for me for today, at least. Keep your eyes peeled for a golf betting video from myself and Ben Raza. We'll be recording that at some point in time this morning too. But otherwise, that's where we stand right now. No live shows for me. You guys should still watch the tip-off deeper dive live before lock tonight. But I'm not on it. All right, for Minnesota. No D'Angelo Russell, no Jarrett Culver. There you go, Chris. David Welsh, how did I do last night? Not well. Not well. Good things and bad things for last night, that's for sure. All right, Minnesota. Probably don't have much that I have to change here, but it's a weird team. All right, so Towns can play 33 minutes, so I'm giving him 33 minutes. It would be silly not to. I think Naz Reid's minutes are fine. Rubio's playing 29 minutes. That seems fine. Anthony Edwards played 35 and 34 in his last two. I have him at 31. Kind of want to give him more. Josh Okogie did not play 24 minutes, so if I need to take that down to 20, I can pretty easily get Anthony Edwards to 32. I already have Beasley at 34. So who else is picking up time? So Jared Vanderbilt got additional run for the first time in a while. We'll bump him back up. Jordan McLaughlin looks fine. Man, should Jared Vanderbilt really get 23 minutes? I mean, I guess so. Give him 22 at least. Jalen Noel, 17, 18, 14. I have him in for 17. So I think most of this looks fine. Justin, I wish you would have listened to me on Whiteside too, man. It would be awesome to learn how to make these projection sheets. Yeah, that would be a job that I do not want. Has Whiteside put up a 50 burger since he left Miami? Yes. Okay, yeah, I think these minutes for Minnesota are going to be fine. So will these rates. So that means Towns looks okay. 9,500 on FanDuel, 9,300 on DraftKings. Definitely someone you're going to need to get to a bit. I like Malik Beasley, but I've been liking Malik Beasley quite a bit as of late. Anthony Edwards is in play. Ricky Rubio is in play. A little bit more to like at Minnesota. Wouldn't have fully expected it against the Lakers, but this is not as bad as it seems. Don't be afraid to play a little bit more Minnesota than you would have thought of. Texas Trill, happy to have you. All right, on to the Pels. This one, as far as I know, is just going to be like basically the exact same thing as before. Yeah, Josh Hart probable and nothing else from a news perspective. Only way things would go weird is if they somehow pulled Redick, which I don't expect them to do. Kira Lewis is still playing firm minutes. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's minutes basically don't exist. Lonzo 31 seems okay. Brandon Ingram at 36 seems fine. Zion at 33 seems low. I'm going to take a minute from somebody. I think I need to take it from Willie Hernangomez. I want Lonzo I want Zion at 34 minutes. The rest of these rates should be fine, so I don't have much else to look at for New Orleans. So for the Pels, taking on the Grizz, Zion and Ingram on FanDuel, Zion and Ingram on DraftKings. Man, I would have thought that I could have got to a little bit more of Lonzo, but not all that. Lonzo, Adams, Bledsoe, all sort of just meh. Zion and Brandon Ingram, the only two guys that I would really be looking at. 173 in here. Love it, guys. Love it. Tomorrow, oh man. We might need to start tomorrow's show right now. 12 games. It's going to take 90 minutes easy. We should... maybe I could do like a giveaway or something tomorrow on the show. We'll think about that. I'll reach out and see what I can do. Maybe we can do a small giveaway for everybody that can show up. Do some sort of poll or something and then spin the wheel. All right, on to Oklahoma City, where I'm tired of this team. No George Hill, no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, no Teo Maladone, which means that we know exactly who's available. All of this stuff should look pretty similar. I'm going to beat the horse again. I don't know his prices yet, but you should be playing an aggressive amount of Al Horford. At least I would imagine. I know Diallo didn't start the last time out. I don't know how relevant that really is. Still played 26 minutes. They gave additional run to Justin Jackson. I don't really want to just pull, like, do we really think that Hamidou Diallo is suddenly just like not a starter on a team that's shorthanded? Is that really what we're trying to assume here? Because he's a guy that they should be playing more. Like, it's really weird to me that Hamidou Diallo, but he didn't, I mean, he played big minutes off the bench, but he didn't even close, which I think is really wild. So I guess I have to believe it. I wouldn't have expected that. And it's something that I'm going to want to watch today, but I'm going to take him down to 28 minutes. And then I'm going to give those extra 7 minutes to Justin Jackson. The Darius Miller minutes seem fine. Isaiah Roby at 20 is probably too high. So I'm going to take him down to 19. Give that extra minute to Kenrich Williams. Dort is obviously playing big minutes. Trip to the beach away from the snow and ice sounds amazing. Hey man, I'm at the beach right now, and it's been cold and rainy for like the past week and a half. Justin Jackson looks fine. Muscala at 23 minutes is probably too aggressive. I'm going to take a minute away there. Give that one to Kenrich Williams. I think the rest of this should be fine. These rates I know are fine. So let's take a look and see what these Oklahoma City prices look like. $6,900 for Horford. So he's up $900 at least on FanDuel since I said that everyone should be playing him in an aggressive manner. I hope everybody's been listening. Al Horford is the best play on the Thunder. Hamidou Diallo still looks okay at $6K on FanDuel. You can go, look, you can basically go to everybody on Oklahoma City except for Roby, Muscala, and Darius Miller. That's the easiest way to say it. But Al Horford is the prized piece of this game. For sure, 100%. Dude is doing a little bit of everything. I love it. Get yourself, you're going to need to get Oklahoma City. You're probably going to need to get yourself Portland too, but do I need to like lower Hamidou Diallo's rates? I don't think that I do. I actually like Diallo more than most people. All right, 3 to go. On to Phoenix. This one should be pretty good. I don't think that they have any injury issues right now. Nope. Clean bill of health on Phoenix, which means that whatever rotations they've had as of late, now that everybody's been back, should look pretty similar. So we've got Chris Paul at 33 minutes, campaign playing backup. Done. That one's simple. 32 minutes for DeAndre Ayton at center. That seems fine. Dario Saric playing normal backup run. What else do we need? Cam Johnson, 24 minutes is probably too high. Mikal Bridges is the guy that needs to get those minutes, I think. So let's bump him up to 32 instead. 26 on Crowder, 14 on Kaminsky might be a little low, but I don't know who I'm taking them from. Maybe Eton Moore. Doesn't matter. All these rates are going to be correct, which means that we need to look at Phoenix. Great spot for Phoenix. I mean, obviously a big pace-up spot against Brooklyn. DeAndre Ayton, 7K on FanDuel, my favorite option out of both sites. Booker, Paul, and Bridges all showing up as mild values. Yeah, I think that looks fine. You want to get to a little bit of Phoenix, nothing too crazy, but I think Ayton is probably the best piece as of right now. We'll sum it all up shortly. We got 2 more to go, Portland and then Toronto. For Portland, I assume nothing good is coming here. No McCollum, no Nurkic, no Hood, no Collins, no Giles. Okay. So no Giles, bang. No Rodney Hood, also bang. So let's try to figure out what in the world these guys are going to be doing. And then we'll pull some new rates for Portland. Okay, so Rodney Hood didn't play on Valentine's Day, not playing again today. Anthony Simons got to 24 minutes. But first, we need to figure out backup center with no Giles. So who in the hell is the backup center? There isn't one. Okay. I knew that. So it's Cantor needing to play a decent chunk. And then we're going to get some stretch fiveness. Man, that's clutch for Portland. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter who the backup center is. I guess technically it's going to be like Derek Jones Jr. or what's his nuts? Covington. Or Melo, technically. I want to see who they actually classify it as on Cleaning the Glass. Portland. Lineups. Who does Cleaning the Glass classify as the center? So we'll take off Yusuf Nurkic. We'll take off Enes Kanter. Forgot to take off Giles. Take off Harry Giles, which means the center classification goes to Robert Covington. Interesting. And then Melo at the 4. Good to know. All right, so let's fix all of that then. Let's take Covington out of here. I'm going to take Nas Little out of here. Derek Jones Jr. out of here. I'm taking everybody out except for Dame. Cantor in. Gary Trent Jr. up to 36 minutes. Backup center is going to go to Bobby Covs. 16 there, and I assume he plays 35, so call it 19 here, which gives me Melo at increased minutes as well. We'll go 29 on Melo, which gives me Derek Jones Jr. at 32. Nas Little probably gets a small rotation, but I'll hash that out after I do Anthony Simons, so that'll be 11. And let's see, he played 24 and 30 in his last 22. I'll call it 26. Make that 15. All right, so Anthony Simons at 26 minutes, Lillard at 37, Melo 29, Derek Jones Jr. 32, Gary Trent 36, Covington 35, which means I have 13 minutes left over for Nas Little. Bingo, done. Let's grab new rates. What team am I looking at? Portland. There we go. Matty Joe Hood is hurt. That's why he didn't play. CJ out. Nurk out. This team needs Zach Collins back, man. Big time. Harry Giles out. Rodney Hood out. This might just sort itself. Yeah, close enough. All right, so we need rates. Anthony Simons, 24.5% usage in the situations where all these guys have been out. There's no way I'm going all the way that high on him, but I will go to like, 21. Mello, 24% usage. That I'll just give him. Dame, 36% usage, 11.7% assists. So I'm going to go to 10-7 on assist and 35% usage. Dame's going to look good here. Derek Jones Jr., 12.5% usage rate, essentially no assists, and very minimal rebounding. Cantor, 19% usage, so spot on his normal rates. Don't really have anything to change there. He's just himself no matter what. Gary Trent Jr., 19% usage rate. I do need to bump him up. Robert Covington, 11% usage with those guys off the floor in 214 minutes. That's actually really telling. I'm going to knock that down to 12. It doesn't appear that that's going to be his role. So that's Portland. So for Portland, Dame is without question the best play on this slate. It's not close. He's 9,500 on FanDuel, 9,700 on DraftKings. He better be ultra chalk. I have him with a greater than 50% chance to boom. That's hitting 3.5x plus 22, which is 55.5 on FanDuel. So I have him right at his median projection is his GPP goal, which is wild. So get a ton of Dame, get a ton of Cantor. Gary Trent Jr. for 5,700 on DraftKings looks good. He looks fine for 5,800 on FanDuel. You're playing Derek Jones Jr. a little bit, particularly on DK at 3,700. I like this. I like this a lot. Portland is my favorite team on the slate. And then finally, we go to the Toronto Raptors to close this one out. I appreciate you guys being here. 170 viewers, 142 likes. I can't even ask for more, guys. You guys are fantastic, fantastic people to be here and perfect to wake up in this morning. I assume nothing's changing here for Toronto unless there's news that I don't know about. Q-Tag. Oh, that's Conley. OG Anunoby, doubtful. So I do need to make those changes. And that's and no Yuta Watanabe either. So since OG is doubtful, everything else is just going to be a little bit less. Been snapping. What up? All of this looks fine. Stanley Johnson gets to 14 minutes. Terrence Davis gets to 15 minutes. Norm Powell plays 33. And then DeAndre Bembry gets up into the 20s. So that is correct. I don't think these rates are correct, so I do need to update them, unfortunately, and then we can get out of here. Well, we'll take one last summary look, then I can get out of here, record the contenders, and then get myself on the strategy show, and then hunt down Ben Razis so that we can put out some golf bets for this week. Whiteside did go ham. I got very, very lucky there. Charlie, thanks for being here, man. Paul Watson, Matt Thomas. So just taking everybody off of the rotations for Toronto so we can get one last pull of their rates. Want to make sure that I'm not getting any clouding from anybody else. And then no Utah. That should be good. How about them Rockets? How about that David Nwaba? That went really well. All right, 14% usage on Aaron Baines. There's no way that that's sticking around. So let's make it 15. Boucher to 21. DeAndre Bembry to 10. So call it 11. Van Vliet Just going to keep him at his normal rates. Kyle Lowry. Just going to keep him basically at his normal rates. Norm Powell. Keep him at his normal rates. Pascal Siakam. Keep him mostly at his normal rates. Don't really have much else to change. Let's see what Toronto looks like. Van Vliet now down to 7,500 on FanDuel. I think that is mildly underpriced, so you definitely want to look there. After that, whoa, Boucher still. That feels wildly incorrect. He getting the rebounds? He is. Van Vliet, Boucher, Lowry, Siakam, Noel. Yeah, Noel. Powell. I combined their first name, or combined his first and second name. First and second name? Guys, I've had like 3 ounces of this coffee, and you can tell because I'm not sounding smart right now. But I think Toronto just doesn't look all that great. Not that kind of game either against Milwaukee. So let's save this and let's take a look at the summary information before we get out of here. So on DraftKings, best play of the slate, bar none. Can't even argue with it. Damian Lillard, 9,700. After that, Giannis at 11K. Enes Kanter at 7K. Al Horford also at 7K. Jokic, LeBron. James Harden, my least favorite pay down, so that should be fun. I'm getting roasted now, as I should. Anyway, Damian Lillard. He is the main play for today on FanDuel. It's still Dame, Kanter at the center spot. Michael Porter Jr. for 5,500. Giannis looks fantastic on FanDuel. Al Horford, 6,900 looks great. Murray, Jokic, Middleton. Those are the guys that I'll have my eye on the most. I did see one question before that I did want to touch on because I thought it was ultra relevant for the things that I was saying, and now I lost it. It was definitely like a Horford question. Now I don't remember what it was. But anyway, it's likely Horford. Dame just looks... I mean, his price is just way too low for everything that's going to go on. But that's it, guys. That is the end of the process for Tuesday. We will be back again tomorrow morning. Again, keep your eyes peeled for the Contenders video. Keep your eyes peeled for the strategy show. Keep your eyes peeled for everything that I'm doing. But again, no live before lock tonight. Thank you to the 182 people that are here. I appreciate you guys hitting the thumbs up. And hopefully we can do something fun tomorrow. 12 gamer. We'll get started at 6:30, but there's basically no chance that we're done before 8. It's going to take a full 90. So buckle up for tomorrow. Come join us. We'll make it a fun one. Good luck, everybody. And I'll see you guys on the strategy show. Come join Laffy and I at 10 o'clock. Bye.